I think I've made a huge mistake for now. I'm not sure I should have bought my Xbox Series S. I don't think it was the right time. Hey, welcome back to the channel. It's Magister Wilbur here. New to the channel, this is where I talk about all the things I like, Pokemon, video games, technology. And today, I just saw another news story. Another gaming news story that has me concerned. So, during about maybe 6 months ago, I was looking for a new Xbox and I got a little impatient. And the only thing that was available was the Xbox Series S. And it's a great console. It's a great console. There's nothing functionally wrong with this console. But I have a problem with it. And it's probably because I'm old. I'll admit that. Yeah, it's all digital. It's all digital. I know that's future-proof, and I'm glad that airplane is flying up above, and we probably hear it. But that makes videos a lot easier, right? So the Series S, even though it's weaker than the Series X, it really is supposed to be future-proof. It's supposed to be moving to the digital versions of video games. And after seeing the news of Gran Turismo, the fact that it didn't function when I couldn't log onto the servers, that had me once again reevaluating, is this the time to be all digital? And I am pretty old school when it comes to my video games. I like physical copies. If you see behind me, you see all my Nintendo physical copies, other than my Wii stuff. There's something reassuring about having the physical copy. I have old Game Boy cartridges, and I could get the battery replaced. I could always download them as ROMs. There's just something about that physical copy. And what's happening with servers right now, it's tough. It's a little tough to justify. And compounded on that, Nintendo is definitely not helping. They are probably the worst culprits when it comes to digital copies of their titles. We are May 2022, and we are less than a year before the eShop shuts down. And I remember when the Virtual Console shut down for the Wii, I had a lot of games that I had purchased, and for some reason we got rid of our Wii, then we got the Wii back, but by the time we got the Wii back, I couldn't get those games back. I had just spent the money and couldn't get them. So yeah, I'm very concerned. I'm very concerned about this one right here, the 3DS. Don't have a Wii U. I don't know who has a Wii U other than YouTubers. I've only seen it really once in person at a random girl's house back in high school-ish times, just after high school, college. Doesn't matter. Don't talk to that girl anymore. But the 3DS and the 2DS are still selling in Japan. They're still selling in Japan, and they're shutting down the eShop, at least in the United States. I don't know about other countries. I assume other countries. I believe this is probably their second biggest market, is the North American market compared to Japan. Someone can fact check me on that. Someone look that up. But it's tough to right now justify digital copies for everything, especially since I feel like this generation is a transition generation, because Xbox One games from the original Xbox One still play on the Xbox Series X. That's something Microsoft's doing good, is backwards compatibility. I haven't touched the PlayStation since PS2. I only have a PS2, so I don't really know what Sony's doing. But this move to digital, this move to streaming, it's just rubbing me the wrong way. Especially since I have lost games before. I'm worried about losing games now. what happens when this 3DS dies and I go on eBay and get another 3DS and try to log in? Will I get my content back? Probably not. Probably not. And there are a lot of games that you can't play other than from the eShop, which is terrible. Which is really terrible. And if you're into gaming, Nintendo's history of what they do to consumers, what they do to the people who make content about them. It's backwards. It's very backwards. Great systems, but very backwards business, which is concerning. And not speaking on Nintendo, but Microsoft right now. I know it seems good what they're doing right now with the Game Pass, with the digital downloads, but I'm also looking at the business end of it, what they're doing with Windows 11 and how they're kind of controlling your machines with Microsoft accounts, which machines you can have, and that. I know everyone's like, oh, it's separate. Xbox, Windows, they're not together. It's all Microsoft. And eventually, it's gonna come to head. I know this. I've seen this before. I'm old enough to remember what happened in the '90s, and I'm just not sure all digital is the way to go for right now. I think it's gonna be next generation, a full push to digital. It makes sense in environmental reasons, distribution reasons, but yeah, I don't like it. And I don't like the fact that digital games still cost the same pretty much as at least coming out the same as physical copies. Physical copies have to be made, they have to be shipped, they have all these other things. Digital copy is just a download. It's a file share, and it should be cheaper. It really should be cheaper. But these are companies. Companies are not our friends. So it's not going to be. They're going to milk the consumer for all the money that they can. So yeah, I think I have a problem. I really have a problem moving forward into what is now just digital gaming, which is tough. It's really tough because there's Steam. I have a Steam Deck ordered, and that's going to be all digital. That's PC gaming now handheld. Yeah, how long is Valve going to last? I know they've been around for a while, but don't know. Will they be bought up? Will it be kind of a studio gets bought up, they made a downloader, now you have to switch. Here's Microsoft, an answer for Microsoft here. Minecraft was a Java edition. I had Java edition, so I could put it on my students' computers. They had me switch over to a Microsoft one. Luckily, they honored the fact that I bought it, but they didn't have to. So yeah, I keep seeing stories of issues with digital content, especially when it comes to gaming, because it has to be pretty much logged into a server, and I don't know. I just don't know what's going to happen moving forward when it comes to just ownership. That's also why I like physical copies. I own the game. I can pass it to a friend. They can, get the download the updates that we all have to download right away. So, just my thoughts on what's going on. This is something that's been going on for a while, and yeah. So it's just food for thought. So, if you have any comments that you want to add to it, I love the discussion. I really would. Make sure you make those comments below. If you like this content, hit the like button, smash it as hard as you can. Don't break your computer or your phone. Get some notifications and subscriptions. That would be amazing. Other than that, have a great one, guys. Bye.